Never did that. So for those that are asking, like, you should play with Z or Timmy, the only way is they'd have to apologize. Not publicly. I don't care about them.
Oh, they'd have to apologize now.
Back into it. Then I'm good, right? That's how I deal with shit, right? Like, hey, as long as you learn from it, you apologize, boom, you move on. This whole exaggerated narrative.
What do you apologize for? I really want to know. Like, I mean, I suppose I get it with the guy on the podcast, but apologize for not wanting to play with you? Like, what do you apologize for? You're the one that put it out. Like, what would suffice as a sincere apology? I'd love to ask him that. DrDisrespect colon file. Fellow streamers, NICKMERCS and Dr. Lupo, massive phonies, rats, and disrespectful Dr. Disrespect. Can he at least take the wig off?
Dr. Disrespect?
Over how they treated him, and he responded to the controversy surrounding him when there were allegations that he was inappropriate conversations with a minor. You know where those allegations came from? Him! He wrote them! He wrote them! Yeah. He wrote them. Let me get that video. Hello, I admit, this is all I really need to make my point. I'm not going through the whole thing. Let's cut bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me, although there is because you actually deleted this and rewrote it, so you filtered it out. Okay. I've always been up. Because he filtered out the stuff that made him look bad. Yeah. Thank you, Ultima, Redwim, Yoko Mo, Dr. DrDisrespect. I've always been in front with you guys on anything I can be upfront about. I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. And this is what, 4 years after the fact when you wrote this? Well, first of all, I do want to apologize. What? It's like 4 years.
Well, I
Dang.
Because I know there was some, it was like 2020 here when it happened, 2021.
Yeah,
I think,
so it's like
actually.
4 years. This is 4 years after the fact that he's getting right down to business and cutting the bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community as well as the ones close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. Yeah, you lost everyone because you really do owe them an apology. A lot more people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society, and I've made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families I'd never want to jeopardize. Has he gone after them since? I feel like he has. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
Are you talking about the Midnight Society Game Studio?
Yeah, has he gone after them for failing? And it's interesting reading this now. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned on Twitch, but for some reason outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for several years. It has something you agreed to. Now, the two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations. I can Slasher one of them. He's essentially a employee over there. I was not allowed to say anything for several years. The two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations. Now I can tell you my side. So there was a Twit whisper message with an individual minor back in 2017. The answer is yes. The real intentions behind these messages were there intentions behind these messages? Absolutely not. These were casual mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Here's the problem with this, and I do wonder if this was worded wrong. If he just left out minor, I honestly think this would have had less of an effect. Because I got to be honest with you, had he said something to the effect like a dick joke to a 17-year-old girl, oh, please. But if it was like leading her on, but we don't know because it never came out and he never was completely clean. All he said is he did something inappropriate. He could have wrote what he's saying today. I was joking around with somebody inappropriate. I was joking with somebody inappropriately. Okay? But none of this ever came out, which is one of the reasons that William Mack smartly pointed out why he got his sponsorships back. He still pulls numbers, and nobody knows exactly what he did. I think he probably could have been forgiven. Probably if we knew exactly what that was and we could decide for ourselves.
Yeah.
But because he used the word minor and inappropriate in the same paragraph, that's the trouble. I was totally fucking willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Absolutely. I have, from very good sources, been told, people that have seen it or know exactly what happened, that there's no crime there, clearly, at this point, stage. But this is not something you would want your wife to know that you did or said in front of a minor. Mutual conversations, right? Yeah, right. But that could be anything. It could be a dick joke. It could be anything, right? And if I had to guess, a lot of those people there hated him and were probably looking through his shit and looking for something like this anyway. But either that, no matter how you cut the cake, it's out of the way. It's out of line. Here's another thing. We know Dr. Disrespect's dick has got him in trouble in the past. And actually right around this time, if I'm not mistaken, right? But here's the thing.
It was slightly earlier.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It is completely and totally reasonable for your own career, for your own kids, to want to separate yourself from somebody like that. Here's another thing. He could come out and drop the whole thing anytime, any place, anywhere. He could do it. He could work with Twitch. I want to release all the information. Could you release all this stuff? He could do any such thing. He agreed to cover it up. They agreed to cover it up. And their people leaked, which I suppose he could sue if he wanted to. But then again, it would come out if that was the case. So it's just kind of left in sort of oblivion. It meant to what he admitted to. Inappropriate, minor. That's what's out there. That's you put that out there. That's you. So is it not completely reasonable for Dr. Lupo and NICKMERCS, who probably have families and careers that they want to protect, to want to move away?
100%.
To not want to move away. You know, like NICKMERCS, you know, we all, no, I wouldn't say we all, not in YouTube. I get the feeling he would have stuck by him if he was a little more, I don't know, honest and not constantly living character. So he buffoons himself with this shit. You could tell him he doesn't get it. And he also can come away with the idea that he was in the right the whole time. You're the one that told everybody this. If it was a joke that was inappropriate, like a dick joke, or maybe he asked her about her breast size or something like that, maybe he didn't know, but none of that's come out.
I think NICKMERCS is the biggest fucking pussy.
What? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I also think that the fact that he then tried to edit out the word minor, and then that also just exacerbated so much. But as you said, just him putting it there in the first place.
Well, first of all, so lawyers should have looked that shit over. Some PR person will look that over. But something tells me nobody tells Guy what to do, that he does it himself. Remember, this character, this Dr. Disrespect character, is a hyper extension of himself. Nobody tells Dr. Disrespect what to do. And that's just a kid going, but what makes you think that doesn't come from somewhere? Somebody, you can't tell anybody anything because they're always fucking right. He put it out there that he was talking inappropriate to a minor. That would make people reasonably want to move away from him. Now watch the arrogance unfold.
I think NICKMERCS is the biggest fucking pussy in the world. Lupo, obviously, he's a big ass. He's a fake. Let's go ahead and say it. Didn't talk about it before, but I'm in the mood now to talk about it. I think these fucking people are the phoniest people in the industry, man.
I think this is only coming from a place of comfort. He only said that he talked to this girl inappropriate when he was cornered, and now he got his monetization back. His money's coming in, and now he's comfortable. So what does that tell you? He ain't sorry about it. Not even a little bit. And he still won't tell you what the fuck happened. But now it's jokes. Now, if he'd have said that, maybe I'd still be in the camp, or at least, look, we don't know. He said it was jokes.
Okay, buddy.
Nobody can contradict it. Certainly, Slasher hasn't been able to contradict it. Slasher only dug himself another fucking hole within hours of the whole thing being released, saying there was cops at his door. Keep in mind, Slasher more than likely has been told the content of it, unless he was lied to.
man. You know what I mean, champs? I won't talk about it anymore, but I just had to say that. I did, and I know you guys know, but God, I had to say it. Biggest fucking phonies. I can call out all these people. I don't want to, though, man. You know what I mean, champs? These people have met, like those two.
Now, do keep in mind, this is a drama alert, Emmett. Firm handshake, quarter pounding. That was stupid.
Two people met Mrs. Assassin and Baby Assassin, Little Assassin, right? They met him multiple times. So for Nick to go...
If she said I made a sex joke in front of a 17-year-old girl, so what? It's pretty stupid. And that's where it could have been left. But now there's so much that people are saying he's a pedophile. Which the strictest definition is probably too strong, but that's what happens online.
Fucking low budget podcasts and talk about us the way he did. Like, who does that? Like, pause the music. Who does that? Fucking phony pussy. And then Lupo screaming at the top of his lungs. He's got 400 viewers now. No one gives a, like, he's always copied us. Transitions.
That's who these guys are at the end of the day. They're whoever's what. That's what makes them men or not men or what have you. It's how many viewers they got. That's their entire worth, their entire identity.
Drills, all that stuff. He always has. Like, I'm just gonna go and release some stuff off my mind. Disrespecting me, disrespecting Mrs. Assassin, Little Assassin. Come on, man. That's how you get knocked the fuck out.
Now, in fairness here, I don't know what he's talking about, but I don't think he's gonna knock NICKMERCS out. I doubt it.
This guy thinks he's this NICKMERCS dude. I don't even know what happened to him. I don't know if he's still around. He thought he
doesn't want to be around somebody that said they talked inappropriate to a minor. Same thing that would happen to anybody else in this game. That's what he doesn't want to be associated with it. He probably has a certain amount of money he's got to bring in. He wants to keep his lifestyle where it is without losing it to a friendship like yourself. I mean, look at Dan Can't Stream and that other bimbo. They're sticking by him. Boy, they haven't ruined their careers.
He thinks he's like tough guy putting his who can I knock out in a fight list together. Like, first off, who does that shit, man? Second off,
somebody like you. NICKMERCS has that phony macho energy, and so do you.
This guy wouldn't even fucking come close. No way.
I think he'd kick your ass. Was he fucking Navy SEAL dropout or something like that? Or he made it through and got chaptered? I forget. I think he'd whip your skinny ass.
Anyways, I just don't know who, like, the type of mentality to go on and talk about someone like that. Like, you just gotta be, you're lost. You don't do that. Time out. No, especially when you don't know shit. No one does. Fucking rat.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's what he is. Lupo, fake, phony rat. There's a lot of people that I don't care about. I don't care about. The issue that I have with those two is that they met Mrs. Assassin multiple times. They met Baby Assassin. They met my family. Right? They know what I'm about, you know? You know what I mean?
Really? They met your wife and later found out you were being inappropriate. I guess the cheating they were able to eat. And then, which some people can't eat. I could. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what's going to happen either way. Marriage is fucking, people cheat all the time. These fucking young guys that call in here and act like it only happens in the worst of circumstances have another thing coming. You're going to get cheated on. It's happening. You can go to jail for it if you want, but it's going to happen.
Hey, buddy.
Especially if you date young people when you're young. You know who Doc's favorite sports team is? The San Francisco 49ers. Thanks, Sinner. Make me a meme, and I'll put it on Facebook. Thank you.
I mean, champs, they got sucked in by an over.
Yeah, you cheated on her. And they can't bitch, but like that almost makes it worse if they met your family and they found out you did this shit.
Over-exaggerated fucking narrative that was blown up by all these little anime, desperate for attention, zero life experience people on the internet, these trolls.
I don't know if you can sit there and do the zero life experience thing when you have made a mockery of yourself in your 30s and 40s.
And it was blown out and exaggerated. And then you got people going, but you admitted it. What the fuck do we admit? Some jokes and bantering? That's
not what you said. If it was jokes and bantering, I think a lot of people could have swallowed it. You still were going to lose some people no matter what. Because you're not supposed to joke around with kids like that. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to talk dirty in front of kids. Now, does it make you a pedophile? No. And it depends on the situation, of course. But we're never going to see that. Because the biggest pussy is NICKMERCS and Dr. Lupo is, you're not showing, you're not strong enough to tell us exactly what happened.
We said, wake up. We didn't admit nothing. Now you're convinced, and
I wonder why this guy left his character. No, I think he is Dr. Disrespect now. At the end of the day, Doc's just a YouTuber, pretty much.
They're all convinced by the narrative that was put out by, guess who? Rolling Stones, Washington Post, right? Little fucking depressed, deep-eyed slasher. All these people, right? These people we can't relate to. And it's unfortunate. But the real truth, after that, it was revealed. Look at these fucking fake.
I know Slasher is a terrible journalist and completely dishonest and a total fucking hack. But he did end up being right.
Phonies, man. I mean, you're literally, Nick's going.
And he fucked it up right after because he's a moron.
On a podcast talking about us, champs. I don't even fucking...
Talking about us. Like he's swinging his audience. He's trying to bring the audiences. Imagine if I came in here and started doing that. You and me, the shot from the point, disrespect. He's swinging his audience.
Look, there's a difference between having to, as a person in the industry, to speak up on it. And, for example, Tim and Z Laner, they're good people.
I'd like to find this fucking thing that I want to know what he's talking about. I'd like to see that.
People, they're good people. They responded in a way where it's hey, from what we've heard, okay, again, give me a call, shoot me a DM, whatever. Let's talk about it. Explain it in a couple minutes. Boom, that's it. But
how about telling us? If you take his wig, Dr. Disrespect looks like Dustin Hoffman and Captain Hook when he loses his wig.
Never did that. So for those that are asking, you should play with Z or Timmy, the only way is they'd have to apologize. Not publicly. I don't care about them.
Oh, they'd have to apologize now.
Tommy, also, NICKMERCS, a response just got posted by Dexterno. NICKMERCS response on Fast.
Good, I can't wait to read it. We'll get it.
They just come up and say, hey,
Jeannie's boyfriend, Tommy's not...
Jeannie's_boyfriend donated $5. Tommy's not right, is he, Jeannie? Not everyone gets cheated on. Right?
Everyone does. Everyone. Doesn't mean you are.
No.
Probably already been.
Made a mistake. Boom. Let's get back.
I have, yes.
Yes. Have you cheated or cheated on, or both?
Been cheated on.
I've never. Probably wouldn't admit that if you girls never admit that.
Oh no, I would admit it if I did, but no.
You would admit it right now if you cheated on another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend that. I'll let you say it, but I don't think. No.
Yeah, but I haven't. So
keep that to yourself. I did. I cheated.
Back into it. Then I'm good, right? That's how I deal with shit, right? Hey, as long as you learn from it, you apologize, boom, you move on. This whole exaggerated narrative.
What do you apologize for? I really want to know. I suppose I get it with the guy on the podcast, but apologize for not wanting to play with you? What do you apologize for? You're the one that put it out. What would suffice as a sincere apology? I'd love to ask him that.
That was built up. So pathetic. Bunch of fucking pussies. That's what it is. I don't, we've got Bobby, Rally.
They're pussies. They don't want to be around a guy that everybody's calling a pedophile because he talked inappropriately on a minor. What a wuss, coward. Listen to what you're saying.
We got this. Do we have to network to stay relevant or popular or do what? No.
Yes.
Oh, champs, all these fucking other people.
See, he is high on himself. So that money's coming in because of the end. He's feeling good. It's been about a month, I guess, too. So he probably just got his first check.
They need each other. They need the streamer awards show.
This guy sucks. Exactly. He sucks.
They need a network. They need Twitch. They need to do this. We need to do a hot tub stream together.
Yeah, or how about this? How about talking inappropriate to a minor is a bridge too far for them. There's a line. Cheating your wife? Maybe they can handle that. That's between you and your wife. That's what they used to say when Bill Clinton was in office.
Together. We need to fucking make sure we collab. It's holy shit, Dexerto, it's like a dick-sucking website for Kai Cenat. And when I'm not in a Lamborghini,
he's right about that.
On the way to the arena or doing hot shot 360s to win games on the main stage in front of the brightest LED lights imaginable. I got common sense people coming up to the two-time, say, hey, two-time, what's up, man?
It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird that he is actually, you're seeing it, he's somewhere near his actual personality and Dr. Disrespect. That's why I say he's Dr. Disrespect now. Because in one sense, he's breaking the fourth wall, and in another sense, he's doing 360s and knocking guys out. That is that's the persona seeping into the character right there. You saw it. That's weird. What was that scene that Dustin Hoffman? What movie was that? I was told about this scene. It's a scene with Sir Laurence Olivier, one of the greatest actors ever, and the new method acting, Dustin Hoffman, who's also a great actor, by the way. And supposedly he was just sitting there reading a paper before a scene or something like that.
Marathon Man?
Is it Marathon Man? And then Dustin Hoffman, my uncle told me about this. And Dustin Hoffman goes, how do you do this? How do you just sit there and do this? And just like this right here. Like, in other words, how do you not do the method? How do you not get into the character? How do you not pretend you're a character? And Olivia supposedly puts it on the paper and he goes, it's called acting. You know, like, yeah, kind of. You don't have to be the character. I mean, look, if whatever preparation gets you in there, I mean, we watched that video of Jack Nicholson right before he did the scene. Here's Johnny's scene. And he takes an axe and he jumps up and down, just almost like an athlete, like getting pumped up. DM King, looking forward to Saturday when the home of 2025 CBD National Champions, Ohio State University, Ohio Stadium, an outdoor hockey game with the Detroit Red Wings. Oh, cool. Awesome. I went to one. It was awesome. Thank you, DM King. And he's got the axe and he's going, I'm an axe murderer. I'm an axe murderer. I'm an axe murderer. Okay, let's go. Let's shoot. All right, that's the method acting, you know. But like you're seeing this, like, he's becoming the guy. And that's psychotic.
Congratulations on the Rumble. Congratulations on the YouTube monetization, right?
Hey, buddy. Congratulations. There you go. There you go. SFTP brought to you by Dustin Hoffman.
It ain't
PDF pedophile. Anime picture, he, him, she, her. Look at this.
Oh, because nobody says it to your face. Yet you're sitting here jacking like a jackass once again. Because nobody's got the guts to say to a guy that's almost 7 feet tall. Well, guess what? You don't have to you don't have to do some sort of manly throwdown. You can voice your opinion on Twitter about you being a freak, much as you fucking like. And what's your argument? Well, you couldn't kick my ass in real life. Well, maybe. I'm sure a 7-foot guy, a guy that could tall enough to play in the NBA, could kick a lot of ass. But whether you could beat somebody's ass or not, if they think you're out of line with some fucking young girl, yeah, they got every right to voice it, especially since you've admitted it. No, I didn't admit it. I admitted the jokes. No, I just read it before. You admitted it. No, I would love to know the seriousness of it so I could judge for myself. But his whole thing, he says it before, you don't even know what happened. Yet he has a means to let everybody know what happened. But he's too much of a coward to do it. So what do people naturally think? It must be pretty bad. It's definitely something doesn't want out there. He's like, can you imagine if it does come out and it's just something like he makes a reference to the Slick Daddy Club or something to this girl, and she writes back and she says, I'm 17, and writes, I'm sorry, and that's what he's been covering up. I could see that happen, and I could see it being, that crossed the line. That's fucking creepy. Get the fuck out of here. You knew that girl was 17. You knew that girl was 16. Or is she younger than that? Because once you get to 15, 14 and below, it doesn't matter what the fuck you said. Jokes or not. That's something to think about too.
Guy, he's still around. He's still relevant.
It ain't like that. Fuck that. They want to believe that, but it ain't that. That ain't the case. Like, I'm rolling, man. But you know what's going to happen to Xerto's going to write their little article.
I don't know. Maybe it's the way it's being edited. Is this a Coke thing?
Fuck, dude. What the fuck? Jake Lucky's going, oh, man, did you get it? And what's his partner's name, who's like a hardcore liberal dude?
Oh, that's it. This is about left and right.
They're all kind of hardcore, but like, what's this?
Oh, God. What the fuck did he say? Dude, he's just stirring the pot again. Is it true? Is it his numbers are down? Is it because...
In fact, the only people that would be able to side with you that are so hopelessly ingrained into the culture war, like fucking Jeremy. Firm handshake.
Well, maybe... Is it because he's not getting any sponsorships, or is there no game campaigns? Does any of his friends play with him anymore? His numbers are down.
How much you want to bet if the same situation happens to some fucking left-wing SJW type, that Jeremy would be calling him anything close to a pedo?
Just
joke. That's how you get knocked out. How old is he? Was he 45?
DrDisrespect, I think
Yeah.
he's 42.
He's 42 years old.
Let me double check. He's 42. He'll be 43 this year, like in about 2 weeks.
Laughable. And talk about like faux masculinity and stuff like that. Oh man. Look, I made
$5. Look, I made a mistake texting that 15-year-old girl. But she seemed really mature for 16. I never knew that she was 17. Am I really a bad person for texting an 18-year-old?
Thanks, Doc. It's ridiculous. Everybody has a right to feel the way they want about this situation. Now I want to get right to the good stuff. You sent me the response?
Yeah.
I'm dying to see this. Is there a video response?
Yeah.
NICKMERCS is the biggest pussy in the world. Lupo is obviously he's fake.
That's the original one. So then scroll down a bit.
Scroll down a bit. Oh, I'm dying to see that.
There.
This shit was it clearly. I don't want to be associated with a guy that can do these types of things consistently. That's it, man.
That was it? That's the
I'm
entire.
out. I said I'm out. I'm out, man. Well, whatever. We already know the dude cheated on his wife. Then he's talking about this guy met my wife. I mean,
yeah, like you cheated on her. Like what? Like what impact would that have had? I mean,
motherfucker, you cheated on her.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
That's the highlight here.
Yep.
Yeah, I shook her hand at Super Bowl halftime for 7 minutes. Yeah, I fucking met her. She was a nice lady. I feel bad for her, man. I hope they figure it out. I seriously, I hope they figure it out. I hope it's great for them, man. I really do. I know it must be hard, this whole thing for them. I hope they figure it out. But I didn't go up there talking shit about his wife and his kid.
I think he was talking about Lupo, but yeah, you could have took away from he's talking about him as well.
Just made a little point.
No, is it? Yeah, talk about my. So what?
There's another video I think in there as well, but I'm not sure.
We're all fake and phony because we cut ties with you after you did some fucking crazy shit. Put all your boys in a tough spot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get real about it? Get fucking real about it. You put everybody around you in a tough ass spot because you're a dog. Because you're a dog, bro. And I've known plenty of dogs, man. But when you go below that 18-year-old bullshit, you a different kind of dog now. Now you're a weirdo. And you can't fucking, you have no self-awareness.
None.
You can't reflect. You can't hold yourself accountable. You can't be a man.
He can't even tell you what happened. He can't even say what happened.
Being a man is about holding yourself accountable with things you do. It's a really important part about growing up and being a fucking man. You're a father. You're a husband. Look, you fucked up. You got to own it. You got to be a fucking man. You fucked up. You don't get to go around and blame everybody else for the shit that you did. That's not what you do.
Actually, he didn't do anything. I was just joking around. I wasn't joking around before, but now it is.
That's not what you do.
I think that was the perfect response.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say, I'm going to kick your ass back. He doesn't get into all that thing. He says, look, this is the situation. We had to disassociate because you put everybody in an extremely tough spot. I can deal with you cheating on your wife, which is pretty much what I said just prior, wasn't it? But don't give me this shit that I know what you're about. You're a dog. Once you go under 18, now you're a weirdo. That's perfect. I wanted to believe that it was just a joke. But everything that's happened since makes me think it's a lot fucking worse and something I couldn't associate or defend. So he goes out and writes that. I think it would be hysterical if it actually was just a joke. And he's such a fucking coward that he couldn't put it out. I said this. I thought it was fucking funny. Looking back, she was too young for that type of joking around. I think I could have lived with that. But, as he talks about all that masculinity or shit, like fucking fucking being a man and stuff like that. But he's kind of right in the same way. Like, yeah. And then now that this is out, there's going to be a certain group of people that don't want anything to do with me, and just accept it. Yeah. What's it? Kaiusai Hidatori. He's finished that DMV. He's absolutely finished. And imagine the arrogance knowing that. And that's the other scenario. If anybody sees a DM, it's just completely, even the most fervent DrDisrespect fan couldn't defend it. And maybe maybe the DDG could defend it, but they'll defend anything. And that's what it is. Nah, I'm out of here. I'm done. That was really well said. That's probably the best thing. I would like to know what he's talking about, Lupo. Fairness, Dr.
Yeah,
he does
been,
look
I've
kind
been
of
coded
exactly
a bit
what he said. Yeah, he went on a podcast and somebody, hey, you put these guys in a bad spot. So for the rest of their careers, because of your behavior, they're going to say, hey, do you ever talk to DrDisrespect? What are your feelings on that? For the rest of their career, that was you. Nah, DrDisrespect became DrDisrespect. He's not Guy Fawkes or whatever the fuck his name is now. He's a guy named Guy playing another guy. It was the most fake thing about the whole thing. Lynn, good point, Lynn. That's what you win. You win the day. He's a guy named Guy playing another guy. I'm gonna steal that. That's so good. Some of you guys should be writing for me. Especially Teddy.
Just make that the title. Something. Just a guy playing. Guy.
Where do you get off, man? It's just. I don't think you could beat this guy up. I like that's a side thing and it's completely useless macho shit. But something tells me you couldn't. What's his background? You're in your all right, early 40s.
Yeah, he's 42, and then NICKMERCS is 34.
Is 34. I want to know his background.
He was born in Detroit.
He's born in Detroit. Let's see. He's 100 Thieves owner, founder of Nade Shot. He joined Base Clan. Let's say he's about personal life. Kulchev has been married and has one son. Kulchev endorsed Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about. It doesn't say anything as military background.
No.
From what I understand, he does have a military background.
Let's see.
NICKMERCS military service. He was in the Navy. He tried to be a Navy SEAL but didn't make it. Yeah, I know what happened to him. Yeah. Post was revealed, but you can still see it here. He tried to be Navy SEAL but didn't make it. No shame in that, by the way. He also became what he called a janitor. I don't know. I don't think he beat his ass. I don't think he could beat anybody's ass that picked up the paper to sign to the Navy SEALs. I got news for you, Skinny. Ain't gonna happen. No. Hold on, I'm mildly interested in this too.
How far into Buzz did you make it? Thanks for all you do. I only made it 2 weeks into Buzz. I couldn't hack it, man. It is unbelievable, man.
I bet.
I joined the Navy. I did.
Some of the toughest guys you know couldn't last a week in there. Some of the toughest guys you've ever met in your life, I swear to God.
I was in an 800 division boot camp up in Great Lakes. And then from there, you go to pre-Buzz. I went to pre-Buzz, a 2 or 3 month program.
It sounds like Ranger Indoctrination. They go to Ranger Indoctrination and then you go to Ranger School. And Ranger Indoctrination, some people say that's actually, because that's where they just fuck with you. Right? And see if you could take that, then you're mentally capable of doing the rest of the training.
Program in Great Lakes. And then, and then from there, you go out to Coronado. You do Indoc. That's a 4 or 5 week program. Where you kind of just go through the motions of what you're going to be doing in Buds, and then Bud starts. And I only made it like 2 weeks. It was really Did you have a mentor prior? Yeah, I did. I don't know if there's anything that can prepare you for that. You kind of just, you just gotta, it's tough, man. It's a total kick in the nuts, man. How do you prepare for that? You know what I mean? You can. There's some you can do. I got a lot of friends that are SEALs to this day. A lot of SEALs in the stream, believe it or not, man. A lot of them, they all tune into the stream, and they love that. You know, I'm doing this, and they're like, "You're so lucky." You know, it's really funny actually. But ironically enough, that was, you know, I envy those guys, man, because I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to make that. I really wanted to be a SEAL.
He's at peace with it. When I didn't make jump school, it took me about 10 years to get over it. I'm not even joking. Ugh. It doesn't bother me anymore to see jump wings, though. If any soldier had jump wings on, I couldn't look him in the eye. I know I completely avoid them when I was in the Army. Couldn't deal with it.
Damn.
Yeah. And there was one of my friend of mine did have wings, and he had one uniform where he didn't actually put the patch on, and one that he did, and I would only talk to him on days that he didn't have it on. He never knew. He never knew that. He never knew that. Couldn't deal with it. I still had a lot of jealousy and shit to wring out in my late 20s, early 30s that I hadn't gotten complete. But it's kind of understandable. No, it's pussy shit. It's pussy shit. It's called not being a man, Lynn. It's called being a fucking stone ass pussy and not look at something like that straight in the eye. I'll tell you something else I did. Somebody asked me what the most horrible thing I ever did in the military, and I couldn't think. I told some fucking crazy ass story about some Asian broad I was fucking sleeping with. And it wasn't very nice what I did, but it was just more funny about that. I'll tell you the worst thing that I ever fucking did in the military. I'll tell you. I didn't go to my roommate's ceremony for becoming a sergeant. That was the worst thing I ever did. You know why? Because I was too much of a pussy because he beat me. Now, I couldn't even rationalize it. Well, he was 11 Bravo, so he's going to make it there quicker. I was too much of a pussy to look him in the eye. And instead of upping my game, I just got mad. Oh, my sergeant screwed me. Yeah, exactly, Baba Booey. Oh, well, boo-hoo. Yeah, that's the worst thing I ever did. And our relationship went right after that. I tried to call him. I don't think he ever forgot it either. Because I tried to call him, I want to say 5 years ago, and you could tell he wasn't even mildly interested in talking to me. And then I tried, I think a year or two ago, recently I wrote something in his, and I don't blame him. Recently I wrote in his Facebook, and he saw it and didn't say anything. So there you go. There you go. Do you have any stories about your drill sergeant? Plenty. Told one this morning to my wife. I'll tell you a quick one. When I was in